One Punch Man. It's my first experience with anime in, I'd say, about 4 years.
Why are we doing this? Because that's probably the first question. Also, who are we? That's probably the second question. We can answer both of them. I'm Soul, he's Jimmy. That's answer number two. Answer number one was Jim kind of came to me and was like, hey, I really want to do a new series. You know anime. And I'm like, well, I've watched it for 10 plus years, so I think I know a thing or two. And he's like, what would be some shows to watch? And I'm like, well, buddy, you came to the right guy.
So, we here at this channel we do episode reviews and movie reviews and different TV show reviews, and we've done animation, we've done live action, very comic booky, sci-fi type
We've
shows.
generally tried to stay in the realm of nerddom.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of branch out a little bit, try out some anime because like a lot of people are really enjoying a lot of different animes today, and
It
it's
has become a hell of a lot more popular than it was like 5 years ago.
exactly. So like let me dip my toes into this. And I asked Cody here, Soul, what anime did he think should be the first one that I experienced in 4 years? And he said One Punch Man. So we watched the
Because
entire.
my philosophy
Yeah, go for it.
was you like superheroes. This channel's kind of started based around superheroes.
Yes.
You know, a better way to kind of, and I know One Punch Man is kind of like a parody of superheroes,
Yes
but it's
and
like, what's
no.
better than to start the grabs?
Yeah, so this is kind of a bridge point for me to dive into more anime, but also to bring you guys along with me. And if you have seen One Punch Man, please, we would love to know your thoughts as we go along in this conversation. Um, so let me just start with my first impressions of One Punch Man. I, my first impressions, typically we say first impressions, how we're going to watch a show is the first 3 episodes. The first 3 episodes of One Punch Man to me were grabbing. They pulled me in, and I binged the first 4 or 5 episodes straight off the bat. Fantastic episode right after each other, and the villains, the action, everything about it pulled me in.
One Punch Man does what I like to call villain of the week really well.
Yes,
Because they bring up the philosophy of, well, what happens when you have a superhero that kills everything in one punch?
yes,
How do you kind of make threats and villains around that? You know, when you know he's going to basically beat him in one punch.
yes. The irony of a lot of these fights, especially as the season goes on, is hilarious. The whole oh, I can't think of his name right now. The ninja dude who says, "Oh, you're my arch nemesis."
Supersonic, yeah,
Yes, Supersonic. And like he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna whoop your ass," and just
nut shot.
yeah, and then the nut shot, the slow
You're done.
mo nut shot, like that hurt me. it, it was fantastic. And then you have later on where one of the after he becomes a rank C hero and they're like, "Oh, it's just a rank C. What are you going to do, boy? What are you going to do?" And then he's like, "Uh-huh. Done."
Yeah. Well, so here's the really thing about One Punch Man, and they expand a lot on this in the second season, is it sets up the groundwork for hero society and kind of breaking that down
Hmm.
in that it's still kind of corporate and it's very, political driven
Yes.
and whatnot. And what it makes to be a hero, and a lot of that is drawn a lot to the back burner in season two. This first season is still kind of setting up the characters, a different classes system,
Hmm.
and deconstructing Saitama as a character. Of you have this hero that pretty much defeats everything in one punch. What does that really do to a person? You know?
Yeah, and another thing that as I watched it, it reminded me of the Amazon show The Boys, especially with the way
Mm-hmm.
they handle heroes, the
Yeah.
ranking and everything. It reminded me very much of The Boys. And I like that. I like that different look of heroes. We think a lot of times, especially the people who are more comic booky, we think like Captain America, like government run sanctioned heroes bad. Just bad. Unless you're on Tony Stark's side, but you're wrong. Just bad, alright? You don't want that. You want a hero to trust his gut and be able to save people when he can. Um, and I think One Punch Man and The Boys are two spectrums of that. Because
One
go ahead.
Punch Man, what I like about it is it shows there are heroes like that. You have Moomin Rider, who truly does care for the people. He becomes a hero to become, you know, um, to better society. Then you have people like the number one A rank, who he stays that because he doesn't want trash to rise. You know, he justifies his own psychologically on what he thinks. You know, heroes should be.
Yes. And I think you got that this giant spectrum of that deconstruction of the government run hero. Um, while The Boys, it's everything's to make the hero look good. And if people die,
Um,
oh well.
yeah. What I think is also really a plus to One Punch Man, especially the first season, is the animation.
Yes.
Holy shit!
The animation is fantastic.
Holy shit!
Comedy as well. I think the animation and comedy go hand in hand. They work so well, and I would say they are probably the top two things about One Punch Man that I enjoyed the most. Right, top three. Number three would be the action.
Actually, yeah, the comedy is really good. Well, the animation is really good because what I like it is that they express different styles of like
Yes,
there is so much Sakuga everywhere of like just when you think okay, there's no way they're going to top it. Oh wait, no, they do this.
yes, and that
You
whole
know,
finale, those finale fight scenes.
the whole finale, his fight out in the desert with Jetos,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just oh my god.
The action and like I said, the action and the um, animation, they work so perfectly together um, that, to be honest, there's some fight scenes in One Punch Man the first season that I probably would list towards the top of my just action scenes in general, favorite action scenes.
Now, John, did you watch this sub or dubbed?
I watched the dub. Um, I
Dub, okay.
I did not know originally that the sub was available on Hulu because when I click One
Okay.
Punch Man, it automatically does the dub. Um,
Yeah.
so
The dub's really good.
I typically enjoy dubs. It's what helps me a lot. I'm not against subs, um, but dubs definitely pull me in, especially because this is my first anime back to watching anime. Um, the dub definitely helped me get back into it.
I've been watching so long I can do either or,
Yeah,
you know?
and I had
Now,
gotten to a point where I was like that, but now, because it's been so long and I'm watching so much American animation, um,
yeah.
that I need a kind of bridge myself back into it.
Now, we talked a lot of positives. Was there
Yes,
anything negative you thought about the show?
I did feel like right leading up to the finale, there was a few
Mhm.
episodes to me that felt like filler. Um,
Okay.
they they kind of ran on, and like the story of the week, villain of the week, just wasn't as
Mhm.
interesting. Because you had such amazing villains of the week between the mosquito lady, you had him crushing that asteroid that was coming to Earth. You had so many fantastic stories at the beginning. There in the middle, I felt like a few just kind of they won't bad. It's just they won't as good as the previous. So my mind would wander and like I might looked at my phone for a couple minutes or something like that just because it just didn't grab me as well as the previous episodes had. But to be honest, I think that's really the only negative I have when it comes to it. Um, it's anime, so like what was weird is not a negative.
Yeah, no, no, and this is just again, this is just an opinion,
Yeah.
So like, it very differs. Um, I going back and rewatching it, still holds up to this fucking day.
Oh,
Like, I'm like, it still holds up. Madhouse knocks it out of the fucking park, which is
it's
the
it's
studio that
fantastic.
it produced it. Um, it's gonna be interesting because I don't know if one day down the line we'll get to season two,
Yeah.
because I'm really going to be interested to hear your thoughts on season two,
Yeah.
because there's a whole new studio takes over.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so a whole new other studio's done it, but they're still following the original manga material,
Hmm.
you know. But it's going to be very interesting to see where we could, how you go from there.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to talk about this anime series for a second. Um,
Okay.
we I really would like to branch out content. We have been doing like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, the CW, and American animation for a while now, and I will still continue to do that. But I do want to branch out. I would love to hear suggestions in the comments and on our Discord, for animes or for just other shows you might want us to cover. I uh, I I definitely could watch the Bly Manor on Netflix. I have not
Hmm.
watched it yet. I'm okay to branch out to shows like that. Um, but this anime series, I feel like is going to be something I would really like to continue on, like we have been doing Scooby Doo, like we've been doing a bunch of different other shows, and just keep it going.
The one caveat I would have to say to that is for your long running shonens, okay, I don't mind those. Just expect them to be broken up in like arcs.
Yeah.
So if we did like Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter is 147 episodes. I'm
Yeah.
not telling. We're not watching.
No. That's why
Like
we
One
did.
Piece.
Oh, we
Yeah,
not even.
One Piece is 8 times that.
We not
Okay, all
trying
right.
One Piece. All right, boy. We.
Okay, so like Hunter x Hunter is 147 episodes. I have no problem watching Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is a fucking great show, but expected that if we were to do it, we would break it up into parts.
Yes. That's sort of why we looked at One Punch Man season one or series one,
Yeah,
because
season.
yeah, we wanted to just break it down, and again, it's something new. That it Anime has not been covered on this channel since Fooly Cooley and Cody's video, and before that it was Promise Neverland. Both of those videos really good. You
Hmm.
should definitely watch them. I will link them in the card up top. Um, but I would like to branch out a bit. Um,
Yeah, and I would like to come back and eventually watch season two of One Punch Man,
yes,
because
yes,
there's some really there's some it's where it starts picking up the stuff in the manga, which is really good. So it, and plus hearing your take on it, being that you're not as well versed in this type of stuff.
yeah, yeah. Um, it I'm looking forward to it. We do, like I said, we do cover a bunch of different shows, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, to see more. The Our random video series called Knights of the Geek Table. Um, Hopefully, we'll bring that back.
Maybe one
Maybe
day.
one day. One I would like to get a flow of videos. With The Mandalorian coming out tomorrow as a recording this, that show will be review will be up tomorrow, and we're gonna try to record some Scooby Doo as well. Um, so you never know.
my my I mean, jujitsu's coming out, so we got to watch that.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I and Allie, who does some of the reviews with me, we both stream on Twitch. Kodi I would like to have Kodi onto some streams as well. So make sure you go follow us. Link to that is in the description below. And like always, go. You gonna say
We will see you next time with not that. We will see you next time with probably Rising of the Shield Hero.
Kodi's my anime picker right now. Until you guys give me some feedback, Kodi's the one who's going to be picking these videos.
So probably Rising of the Shield Hero. It's twice as long as One Punch Man. So, and it's one of the. I'm still sticking with some of the more newer stuff. So,
all right, sounds good. Like I said, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and like always, we will see you in the next one.
Peek
Later.
out.